What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy, your internet brother, your internet friend, Sealz the man. And I'm back at you with another video on another beautiful day. This month is June, which is Men's Mental Health Month. One of my favorite months of awareness because I feel like a lot of our men, including me, need to have constant reminders of taking care of our insides, our mind, our spirit, managing our emotions. The things that we can't touch or hold are what's most important to all of us. But specifically for this month, men. And as y'all know on this channel, I talk about understanding the mind of good men, decent men. I'm going to give you 5 suggestions coming from my mind on how you can help a man in your life with his mental health, his mental awareness. Now, when I say a man in your life, it doesn't necessarily mean your boyfriend or your husband. I'm talking about your father, your brother. If you're a teacher, the male students that you teach, any man in your life that you care about, I believe in these 5 suggestions that I'm gonna talk about in this video. So make sure you stay tuned throughout. And let's get started with the first suggestion from your guy, Sealz the man. Knowing when to be a fixer, but also knowing when to be a guider. Listen, I get it. One of our main human instincts is to fix things. Fix problems, fix issues. As we all know, life comes with issues like peanut butter and jelly. But fixing isn't necessarily the best thing for you as a woman to do for the man in your life. Now let me explain why. There's a popular saying that I grew up on. You could bring a horse to the water, but it doesn't mean it's going to drink it. Some people just don't get it unless they do it themselves. And that applies to men. There are some men who will not reach out to a solution or will not grab on to an answer to an issue, even if you provided for them. Even if you gave them the one-on-one, like, yo, listen, this is what you need right here. Here, have it. Some men will not take that. Some men learn the hard way. Some men have to go through a process to get to a solution. Some men work better going through the fire and feeling that burn. Some men actually, believe it or not, do not like being gifted a solution. They want to earn it. And in this case, that is when it is good to be a guider. Listen, if you don't want to take the answer and the solution that I'm trying to provide for you, I'm trying to help you with, let me guide you. I care about you. I love you. Let me show you a healthy route. A healthy avenue. And one of the biggest reasons why some men do not like being gifted or handed an answer or solution is ego. A lot of men are blessed and cursed with ego. And because of that ego, some men just cannot take being given something that they feel like they should have gotten on their own. However you may feel on that as the woman, it is a reality for a lot of men. So if he is that type of man, he doesn't like being gifted or handed or assisted with the solution. And if you still want to help this man, sometimes all he needs is a guider. Some men can only handle going through the process in order to truly, fully understand the answer for themselves. You are the man. No one works harder than you at your job. You provide, you protect, man, you be doing it all. You grind for 24/7. No one can doubt your hustle. But is what I do all that I am? You see, another thing with men is that we have a tendency to look in the mirror and base our value on the things that we can provide and the things that we can do, the things that people compliment us on. A lot of men base their value on their labor, their services. But what a lot of men need to remember and refocus on is their true essence. Who are they? Sometimes our jobs and the things that people depend on us to do for them takes away our focus on ourselves. We're so worried about them, our family, our dependents, that we can forget about taking care of ourselves, maintaining ourselves, fixing and working on ourselves. So one amazing thing that you can do is help him feel seen outside of his roles. Whatever thing he could put a title on for himself, whether it is working or being a worker, a hard worker, a great father even, a mentor, a leader. If you were to somehow refocus his focus onto the things that don't necessarily need a title, that can help him remember who he is on the inside, his bare bones, his naked self. Men, especially today's men, need to remember where they come from, the makeup and the build of why they are the way they are today. If we could somehow get back to the roots of ourselves, then that will create a higher probability for us to fix our current issues and even our future issues. But we have to go back and remember and dig up and rediscover our past, which is our roots. And you can be a big factor in that, making him appreciate and detect and recognize himself without all the titles that he loves so much because of the perceived value those titles bring. Something to think about. Nah, for sure, for sure, for sure. But yo, I'm about to head out, man. But I want to let y'all brothers know I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always know what to say to a brother. Let's finalize that trip, and I'll catch y'all later, all right? All right, peace out. Oh, well, hello there. All my Mr. Rogers vibe there for all the old heads. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the next best thing that I want to talk about when it comes to what a woman can do for her man's mental health is support his friendships and time with his brothers and his friends, especially when his brothers are good brothers. I feel that the best solution to a lot of our problems come about when we are surrounded by solutions, when we are surrounded by positivity and positive energy, when we are surrounded by people who bring value to our lives. And for men, that is our brothers, the ones who've been with us since day one, who knows us, our real friends. And I can tell you this from personal experience, sometimes I can get too busy for my friends, for my best friends, for my brothers. Sometimes I get caught on this figurative hamster wheel where I feel like I need to grind, work, and able to get my dreams, to get to this destination that I want to be. And sometimes I sacrifice those quality moments, those quality hangouts, those quality invites to continue to run on this hamster wheel. But what I personally had to do was remember that my friends are more important than that hamster wheel. If I was to lose my job today, if I was to lose it all today, my real friends, my real brothers, my real support system are going to be there still. And it's not just me. A lot of men need to remember this. Get back to your friends. Get back to those silly hangouts. Get back to those times of laughter about old times and new times. Get back to your support system. Because if not, a man can easily let his grind become his ruler. And once again, I know this from personal experience. So you, as the woman in his life, can do just that. Remind him of his friends. It sounds kind of silly to say that, but sometimes we forget our friends. Remind them. Get out the house, man. Go with your friends. Go play basketball. Go do something. You spend enough time with me. Go change the scene a little bit for yourself. That is something that we love to hear from the woman in our life. And once again, I'm talking about any woman, any important woman in our life. We love to hear those reminders because we know it's coming from a good place. I am about to crash out. I'm tired, so tired. I'm tired of everything. I can't win. Nothing is going my way. I can't do this no more. One of the scariest things about people is that their feelings do not have faces. You can never truly know what someone is feeling on the inside based on what it looks like on the outside. And that is why it is so important to know your person. You know how they act. You know how they usually are. You know what makes them sad, you know what makes them happy, you know how they react to certain things. So one of the most important things that you can do for the man in your life when it comes to mental health is to watch out and be aware of the warning signs. The warning signs of mental strain. They can be smiling just like how I was in the beginning of this point, and you can still sense something is off. Like that smile isn't genuine. Something's wrong. And if you ever have that weird, eerie feeling, it is okay to speak up on it. And what I will tell you is that a lot of men may deny it and say things like, oh, I'm all right. Oh, well, I'm okay. But that is not the case. One glaring sign that I notice in people when they're having mental strain or some kind of disturbance in their spirit is that they will do too much of something to the point it's not normal. Like too much smiling or too much laughing. It's like they're overcompensating for where they want to be. So if they want to be happy, they will overcompensate in their laughs and their smiles and their gestures of happiness because they are actually not happy. They will do the things or overly do the things of the place where they want to be because they are not in that place. So I want you to take note of those type of things. The fifth and last one that I'm going to bring up when it comes to what you can do for the man of your life when it comes to his mental health is to respect his boundaries and his alone time. Send him off into his zone of aloneness. And just because you're alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Sometimes to be alone is to be with self, to be with God, to reevaluate life, to breathe, to be thankful, to be grateful. I've solved a lot of issues just being to self. It's important to me personally, and I'm pretty sure it's important to that man in your life too, who takes the time to himself. Respect that. If we have a long day at work, we don't want to bring that type of energy inside the home. So this is where we lay it off, right here. In this alone time, whether it's in his car, at some random spot outside, whatever it is, there's a reason why he's having this alone time. Mental health is crucial to be aware of because you never know what someone is going through. And just because the outside looks a certain way does not mean their inside matches. To know is to show. So if you know a man that you know in your life is giving symptoms or signs or signals of depression or mental health breakdown, do something about it. Act on it. Peace and blessings to all of y'all. And I'm praying for all of y'all who are going through mental health issues. And I hope I was able to help in some kind of way. All right? Peace and blessings. See you next time. Goodbye.